and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning and budgeting, so if those are topics that are also interesting to you, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. In today's video, we are going to be setting up my planner, my budget planner for the month of September. We're also going to be setting up the budget for the first week of September. I'm using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. I do have a link to her website in the description box below. I am also using one of my Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck workbook complete packs. Actually, it's the complete pack, everything except for the meal plan, because I realized I haven't been using the meal plan for months. So I have the date dots, the top washi, and the new design has a Monday start option, so you just put this right on top here if you want to do a Monday start option. It also comes with the sidebar. I got the thick washi, 4 budget stickers, 4 expense trackers, 4 cash envelopes. So that's the complete pack minus the meal planning kit. And then I also did the 5th week add-on because I'm going to need 5 weeks this month.
Side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer stop giving back, honeysuckle, fresh cut grass.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick flip through. I can't remember if I told you, but this pattern is called Sweater Weather. And I just love the colors and the tones in this pattern. It's so beautiful. Especially, I really like this. It's a sweater pattern. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where the kit gets its name. Well, let's go ahead and set up actually we're going to do 2 budgets. We're going to set up the monthly budget for all of our fixed expenses. And the reason why we're doing that is we use David's paycheck. He's paid once a month. And then we go ahead and designate everything that his paycheck is going to cover. We go ahead and designate that on this first budget worksheet. Then we're going to set up a budget worksheet for the first week of September, which is going to be covered by my paycheck. Okay, so starting with our monthly setup. So David's going to bring home $21.28. It's really nice. He's on a fixed, his is fixed. It doesn't vary. So it's nice. We know that it's going to cover most of our fixed expenses. So first we have mortgage. That is a debt because it will eventually be paid off. And we owe them $13.35. Next is State Farm. This is for insurance for our car and our house, and it's a bill because it will never be paid off. We will always have to pay for insurance, and that's $133. Next is HBO. That is a bill, and that is $17. Next is MetroNet. That is for our internet service to our house. And that's a bill, and it is $97. Next is Google Fi. This is our cell phone plan for David and I. So 2 cell phones. It's a bill, and it's $61. Okay, we're not doing Netflix anymore. We've switched to Hulu, and I forgot to ask David how much it's going to cost. So I'm going to put the amount that Netflix was. I was feeling it's about the same. We try to only have 2 services going at a time, so anytime we want to start a new service, we cancel another one. So we currently have HBO and Hulu going. If you guys have Hulu and you know how much it costs, let me know. because that might not be the right amount. I have no idea. Okay, next is our City of Ames bill. This covers our water and our power to our house, so it is a bill, and it is $274. Next is our SUV. Now this is a debt because it will eventually be paid off, and that is $118. Then we have student loan. We are currently on an IDR. It's a debt. It will eventually be paid off. An IDR is an income-driven repayment plan, so it is significantly smaller than it used to be, and it's based on our income, which is very helpful. And then that's it for what David's going to cover. There are a few more bills, but I'm going to cover those with my paycheck. So altogether, this should come really close to what David makes. So let's add it together and see how much it is. $21.25. So if all works out, we should be positive $3 in this category at the end of September. Okay, let's move on to our variable expenses for the first week of September. Okay, so this is for week 1. Let's take a look at the calendar and explain to you what I'm doing now. The way I'm going to handle my paycheck going forward is I'm going to pay myself every Friday. Every Friday. And we're going to do our cash envelope stuffing on Friday as well. That way, or wait, I think I did that wrong. Let me think for a second. Okay, I did do that wrong. So I fixed it. I'm going to be paying myself every Thursday. And then I'm going to do my budget check-in with you guys every Thursday before I do my cash envelope stuffings on Friday. So every Friday I'll do my cash envelope stuffing. Okay, so looking at this week, so David is going to bring home $21.28 and I'm only bringing home $170. Let's take a look at how I'm going to do that. Usually I like to bring home $500 a week, but that's just not going to happen this week. So let's take a look at this week's budget. So this week is going to go from September 1st through September 7th. Okay, so we have my pay, which is $170. Sometimes we have a rollover, but right now our rollover is 0, so there's nothing to write there. We might have coffees. So if I have any income from that, I will see when I go to stuff my cash envelopes tomorrow. So when we close out this budget next week, there might be an amount for buying me a coffee. Okay, so there are 3 bills that I cover with my paycheck. The first one is loan number 2, and we pay $142 every week to that loan, but this has already been covered for this week, and I'll explain that when I do the cash envelopes tomorrow. So that is a debt because eventually it will get paid off. Okay, I also cover garbage, and we set aside $5 a week for that. That's a bill. And then I also am covering Alliant Energy. We were originally having David cover this, but his paycheck we didn't have enough money with his paycheck to cover this bill, so now I am covering it with my variable income, and we're going to set aside $10 a week for that. Okay, so this week, all of our fixed expenses come to $15. So that's going to be helpful when we only have $170 to work with. So $170 minus 15, that's $155 that we are left with. Okay, so let's talk about our variable expenses. Our variable expenses are, I should have them memorized by now: food, gas, miscellaneous, and spending. Okay, so we're not going to be able to stick to our normal budget this week. Normally we set aside $200 for food, $20 for gas, $50 for miscellaneous, and $45 for spending. Let's come back to this after we set up the sinking funds and extra savings. Okay, so for sinking funds, our current sinking funds are car maintenance, car registration, Christmas, and vet. So normally we would set aside 10 for car maintenance, 5 for car registration, 10 for Christmas, and 5 for vet, for a total of $30. But since we only have $155 to work with this week, I want to save that for these cash envelopes, so I'm going to have all of these be 0. Okay, coming down to extra debt, that is not our focus right now. If we did have Any extra money left over, it would go towards our savings challenge, which is we're currently trying to save $1,000 cushion for our checking account. We are actually still going to do our savings challenge tomorrow, and we're going to take the money from these categories, but I don't know how much we're going to take because we'll find out tomorrow. So I'm going to budget $0 for that, but the actual amount will be different. Or same with food, the actual amount will be different depending on what we put towards the savings challenge tomorrow. Okay, coming back here. We don't need to set aside any money for gas because we have plenty of money in our gas envelope. I would like to keep spending money. That's 20 for me, 20 for David, and 5 for Logan. So I feel like we should skip miscellaneous and put all the extra money that we have towards food. So if I skip miscellaneous, so 155 minus 45 would be 110, right? Yes. So we'll have $110 for food this week. So 155 is 0. Okay, so I think we can do that. At first I was thinking we're gonna have to do a pantry challenge, and I think we still are. We're gonna definitely eat food from our pantry, but it's nice that we have a little bit of extra to supplement that, so we can buy some fresh products as well this week. Okay, guys. So that is it. So if you want to see how all this is going to work out in our cash envelopes, then make sure you come back tomorrow. There will be a little bit of variation because we will do the buy me a coffee tomorrow. We will also do the savings challenge tomorrow. So there will be some differences. Oh, and I'm also going to explain what's going to happen here with loan number 2. So you'll definitely want to come back tomorrow and check out the cash envelope stuffing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye, everyone.